I met the devil yesterday, and now I actually believe it. So, what do I mean when I say that I actually met the devil? I never believed it before. I never even thought about it. I thought that was like some Bible spiritual stuff about heaven and hell and sin and good deeds and blah blah blah. But now I actually believe it because I had a very undeniable experience. So, what happened for me was I was getting attacked by these thoughts and emotions and feelings and energies that felt so heavy and so weird and foreign to me that I finally came to the realization that wait, that's not me. Those thoughts are not mine. So, who is sending me these thoughts and these emotions? Who is it? Because this surely cannot come from what I perceive to be God or love or the universe or source. This doesn't feel empowering. This feels like the most hurtful and illusionary and horrible thoughts ever. So where are these thoughts coming from? So imagine I'm just by myself, just chilling, and all of a sudden I start feeling this weird sensation in my belly, and all of a sudden I start feeling really weird and uncomfortable. And all of a sudden I start having these thoughts that are so freaking low to the point where I'm like, yeah, you just exaggerated because that was actually so low that I'm aware that that's not me. Those thoughts do not come from me. So, where are these thoughts coming from? Where are these emotions coming from? I remained observant of what was present. And for the first time in my life, I actually do believe in the devil. I'm serious. I do believe in it. There is some beautiful natural force that inspires us and motivates us and makes us feel good and empowered and loved and capable and all of that. But there are also these forces, these thoughts, these things that make us feel so unempowered, so disempowered, so afraid, so scared, so like such a victim, so low. So, where do those come from? Because that doesn't sound like God, that doesn't sound like Source, that doesn't sound like love. So, what else is there? And for sure, it's not coming from me. And so, here I am in my body, in my human, living my life, and having these super intense thoughts and emotions until I realize wait a minute, this is not me. So, who the fuck are you, and why are you bothering me, and why are you in my field? What are you trying to do? And I realized that many times in my life, when I am in a point where I'm about to soar, about to fly higher than ever, it's like these energies and these thoughts come in to make me like not be able to rise higher. And so I decided to observe and to stay present and to be in my own energy and observe the effects that these thoughts and these emotions were having on my consciousness and on my body. And it was super, super clear that these did not come from me. These are not my beliefs, these are not my thoughts. So, where are these coming from? And all of a sudden, I had this realization like, wait, is this the thing that people talk about like the devil? Is this it? Because this sure feels like it. It's an energy, an abstraction, a confusion of thoughts and feelings and energetics that just do whatever it is in its power to disempower me, to make me feel afraid and small and triggered and whatever it is. And actually, that is not me. And so, why did this realization help me? It helped me because I realized that, wait, you're not allowed in my field anymore. I don't know who the fuck you are and why you're trying to come to me with these thoughts and these energies and these feelings and these emotions and these stories, but fuck you. Go the fuck away. No, you're not allowed in my field anymore. You're not allowed in my consciousness anymore. You're not allowed in my space anymore. And as soon as I decided that within myself, I felt that energy like shake and shrink. And then I decided to tell it and to make it very clear that it is not welcome in my field. And with that, I realized that it only enters my field when my field is already having certain cracks or certain openings for whatever reason. And so, if my field and my channel is clear and pure, that is not allowed. And so, what remains without all those thoughts of fear, of doubt, of limitation, of scarcity, of blame, of guilt, of shame, of pain, of victimhood? What remains? I remain. My soul, my being, my human remains. Clarity remains. Because when we are clouded and literally attacked and invaded by these thoughts, we're not able to see and discern clearly anymore, because it can get so loud and so intense that we are unable to see, we are unable to remember ourselves, we are unable to think clearly. And so what happened for me, it got to a point where it was so bad that I was like, yeah, you just exaggerated and you just fucked yourself over, because yeah, that's not me. So who the fuck are you? And bye bye. You're not welcome anymore. Because it got so bad. And I could feel it in my psyche, in my consciousness, and also in my body. I could feel it like trying to taint and rob me of myself. And just so you know, it was not easy at all, because those voices, those thoughts, those energies felt so loud and so intense that it was almost impossible to remain centered and clear with all of that noise and all of that obstruction coming into my field. But then the funny thing is that it actually got so intense that something in me awoken. I awoken. And I decided that that's not okay anymore. I don't know why you're coming to me, or maybe I do, but you're not welcome anymore. I will not feed into that. I will not let my life force energy be drained by those energies. So for me, like the funny realization and the funny insight that I got and that worked for me was identifying that as, oh, maybe this is the devil everyone is talking about. I've never met this devil. I've never believed in it. But if there is a devil that is like bad and all the bad things, then this is definitely it. And I do not allow that in my field anymore. That's not the energy that I want to be fueled by and that I want to give energy to. So, no. So, I am becoming more conscious of what I am allowing in my field, of how I am feeling, of what thoughts I am thinking, what thoughts I'm thinking for myself, and what thoughts just pop up in my consciousness. And where do those thoughts come from? Are they helpful and loving and inspiring? Or are they literally horrible, like literally an attack? And if that's it, then I will be even more aware, even more conscious, and even more sovereign in my own energy. Because that's not what I believe in. And that's also what made me realize that that was not me. because I was like, yeah, that's not what I believe in. That's not at all me. Like, those are not my thoughts. So then I was like, where do these thoughts come from? What are these thoughts? Why are they here? And the only reason that I felt that they were there was to distract me, disempower me, and hurt me. And so the way that I moved out of it was saying, enough is enough. I will not give you my attention anymore. You are not allowed here anymore. This is not who I am. This is not what I believe. I remain pure and sovereign and true. And so I'd like to inspire you to become even more consciously aware of what you are allowing in your field. Becoming even more conscious and aware of the thoughts that you are consciously choosing to think, and also the thoughts that just pop up in your consciousness without you even being aware of it and without you even choosing them to be there. And of course, if those thoughts that just pop up in your consciousness are loving and inspiring and uplifting, that's beautiful. But if they are literally so freaking weird and dreadful and fearful and just low to a point where you're like, what the fuck? Then you have the power to remain sovereign and pure and clean in your own consciousness and your own field and in your own energy. And I want to remind you that most of the thoughts we think are not even ours. And most of the thoughts of doubt and scarcity and fear and all of that shit don't even come from us. So please become aware of what's present within you. And if it doesn't feel good, then trust it. Trust that you know that it doesn't feel good. Trust that you know that that does not come from love, from source, from God, from you. And do not allow that in. Do not allow that to influence how you're feeling, how you're thinking, and how you're behaving and acting and being. Do not allow it. And for this, we need to become very aware and pure of our energy if we don't want to feed into that drama. And you know what? This devil, these energies, they get you exactly and specifically what it hurts you personally the most. They know exactly where to enter your field because those are the spaces that you left open. Because there was some trauma or some pain or some experience or something, and your energy was leaking. There was a space in your energy field that allowed that in. This devil, this whatever, it knows exactly how to trigger you. And it knows exactly how to pull the right strings to make you act in a certain way, to make you think in a certain way, to make you behave in a certain way. And it gets to each one of us in different ways, in very unique and specific ways. So the way it attacks me might be very different from the way it attacks you. So again, I want to just bring this clarity, bring this peace, and this awareness of our sovereignty, of the purity of our being, to not allow space for these entities, these energies to come in and taint your energy and hurt you. And so, for this, again, we need to be very conscious of any holes in our energetic fields, in our consciousness. And again, these leaks of energy usually come from traumatic experience that we've had in the past or from situations that hurt us or disempowered us in any way. Becoming very aware of that and like sealing all those holes in our fields. remaining whole and centered and clear. And if we remain pure in our energy, that cannot come in. It's not that it's not going to try, but it's that we have a boundary, an energetic boundary of protection in our psyche, in our body, and in our energy fields. And so I invite you to become aware. What are the thoughts and the emotions that you feel you are constantly being attacked by? What are the things you are struggling with the most in your psyche, in your emotions, and in your energy? And see what of that is true, what of that is you, and what of that isn't you. And take ownership of the purity of your energy. And so for me, I had this dragon flame awakening inside of me where I was like, I'm usually a very nice, sweet, calm, loving being, but actually, fuck you. And actually, not on my fucking watch. Not on my fucking watch. Not with me. You will not play with me like that anymore. No. And I will also not allow that to come into the fields of the people that I love. Not on my watch. I see you now. I fucking see you now. And you're not fucking allowed in here anymore. And so, again, I invite you to really tune in to your heart and to yourself and really ground and breathe and be present with yourself. And if there is any discomfort, any sensations, emotions, feelings, or thoughts that keep nagging at you and hurting you and making you feel small and afraid, please know that you and only you have the power to vanquish that. Remembering that that is not you, that is not the truth of your being. And if those thoughts and those emotions and feelings are not helping you, then you are allowed to clear them from your fields and to not let them more space to come back in again. And I'm not saying that this is easy, but I'm saying that you remain and will always be sovereign of your own energy. And there is so much magic for us to experience here on earth. So much magic, so much love. So don't allow that pain and that energy, don't allow that in. Remain sovereign. Keep your energy clean and pure because you deserve better. And once those energetics no longer have a hold of you, you will feel yourself in a totally different way. And you will experience yourself and your life in a totally different way. Especially if you have been attacked consistently and constantly for a long time. To come back to your energy, to come back to the purity and the love that you are, and all the magic that you are, and all the magic of life, it's life changing. So please do not let that in and do not feed it. You deserve better, and there's so much here for you. You know that story that people share that it's like there are two wolves, they are both fighting, and so which wolf wins? It's the one you feed. And so, in this reality of duality, it's what energies we allow in and what energies we feed into. And so, please know that if it feels like an attack, if it feels overwhelming, if it feels so low and so far out from what you know to be your true self, don't let that in. Don't feed it. Focus on love. Focus on peace. Focus on the purity of your heart, of your intention, and your energy. I truly hope this serves you because even though it's funny saying that, oh, I met the devil, and actually, maybe it actually exists. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it worked for me to think of it in that way. So I hope this helps you and this helps you feel more clear and conscious and present. I hope you find the peace you are looking for that is always within you. Bless you, bless you, bless you.